2002 World Cup. Look, right now it's not coming to my mind, but for some reason my dad found out that there was Turkish commentary on the radio. So while we're trying to watch the game and it's kick off, he's like messing around the radio trying to get Turkish commentary. I don't know why you'd want Turkish commentary. Anyway, in that time, Hakan Şükür scored, cuz. It was that 11-second goal or whatever.
South Korea game.
Yeah, the South Korea game. That 11-second goal. And like, we hadn't seen it. And then, because my dad's standing in front of the TV and for some reason our radio is on top. And then it comes on, it's like, Hakan Şükür atıyor. I'm like, what do you mean, bro? The game just, what the fuck? We just scored.
Is that how you
Yeah, bro, that's how I found out. Like, we've heard from the Turkish commentary. It was already happening on the TV, but my dad was blocking it. I was like, what the hell? We already scored. Like,
Those
what an
games too.
experience.
You know what was good about South Korea games was it was same time almost like it was at a respectable hour rather than us waking up at 5.
Yeah, they were like at 9, 10 o'clock or something.
Yeah, bro, they were the best.
Because I think what was it, Turkey Japan game was like 5 o'clock in the afternoon or something like that.
Yeah, they
was
were
hectic.
afternoon games. Yeah,
That was hectic. But Euros, boys.
yeah.
Welcome to the Small Talk Euros edition or Sports edition or Turkey edition, if you want to call it that.
We'll try not to be biased, but if you watch the podcast for things that are not sport related, we suggest you like it, comment, and then you can leave.
Yeah, just like type on the keyboard anything. Just to
Yeah,
get
just
us
put like
comments, bro.
whatever your left hand puts.
Yeah. And if you're French, you can fuck off. Nah, we got Euros kicking off Australian, what is it, 5 a.m.?
5 a.m. First game.
First game. Let me just move this a tad bit back. And who we Oh, yeah, Italy. So we got Italy at Rome, which is a great start for us as the kickoff game for Euros, which is going to be pretty awesome in my opinion. It's going to be a fun game, to be honest, because for some reason Turkey's a very big dark horse apparently to everyone now. Like everyone's suddenly jumping on the
Bandwagon.
the Turkey bandwagon, like we're champions of Europe already apparently. But I wouldn't push over Italy that quickly. Do you know what I mean? They've always been a defensive squad. They've always attacked pretty well, and they seem to get the best out of the players when it comes to the major tournaments. They got Roberto Mancini. Yeah, Mancini.
Ex-Galatasaray coach. The thing that I'm excited about is, for us being a dark horse, personally, I think our strength is our defense. Like, with Soyuncu and Demiral in the back, we've got a really solid defense. But Italy being known as a defending team, it's going to be very interesting to see who gains dominance in the defense and who gets dominance in the attack. I've just got to take a call, so I'm going to pop out for a second.
Yeah, that's okay. It's the irony for Italy. I know you're not very football minded at the moment. We're all catching up on learning about new teams. Like, I didn't even know North Macedonia was in the Euros. But for Italy, they've always had, like, when you mention Italy, it was always defense. Like, they're always known for their tall, strong defenders, and they've always tried to ride that till death and pretty much win tournaments that way. The only thing that I think Turkey's biggest problem can potentially be discipline. We always seem to lack that.
I agree.
In major tournaments, and we always seem to blame the ref, or we have players holding their knees and falling down.
Look, bad calls is one thing, but what burns me about us is how many bookings we get because we can't keep our mouth shut.
Yeah,
like it's the chatting back to the referee, and then we get to you get to a knockout stages, and you've got no players to put on the pitch. So that is going to be something key for us, especially in the group stage.
100%. It's something that we've got to massively keep an eye on, because those yellow cards accumulate very quickly, and we're one early red card away from pretty much stuffing up the whole tournament.
Mm-hmm. Especially from a defensive point of view. I mean, I did just mention that I think we have a good, strong defense, but I don't think we have depth in our defense as much as we do in our midfield or whatever.
It depends on who we play. I mean, if we're playing Soyuncu and Demiral, we'll have Kabak on the bench.
You have Kabak on, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
you got one centre back option there, but in terms of right backs and left backs, I don't know how much depth we have compared to other teams. But in the midfield, we have some depth. I mean, you got your Ozan Tufans, you got Hakan Çalhanoğlu, you've got the Cengiz Ünder who can step into one of those positions. So in the midfield and stuff, we've got some depth, but I'd be concerned about our defense.
Yeah, and sort of our attack as well. Only from a sense of we always seem to sort of lack that finishing-esque type of attack that you know what I mean. Like our build-up play was always pretty good, and then just somehow just couldn't click at the end.
Mm-hmm.
But luckily we have Lille players, Yazaja and Burak Yilmaz. They finished on a high, scoring goals, assists left, right, and centre to lead themselves to the French League One Championship. So hopefully they continue that trend, because the one thing that's going good for us at the moment is a lot of the teams recently finished up, so there's still a lot of the people are still a bit in form. Do you know what I mean? Like you got Soyuncu, who just finished up 2-3 weeks ago because of Leicester and the Premier League finishing up, the French League finishing up. Most of the players are still a bit fresh rather than having a 4, 5, 6 week layoff. So that's going to play heavily in our factor as well. But yeah, look, it's
one thing I feel a little bit confident about is we seem to play better when we play the harder teams. So when we play our France, like when we played France, they didn't have a shot on goal, if I remember correctly, when we beat them 2-0. But when we play against the weaker teams, so-called, we seem to just relax too much and be a bit complacent. So that's why I think the Italy game will say a lot to what we're going to do in the group stages this year. If we go out there, even if we lose, but the performance seems like, oh wow, we put on a good performance, it'll give me a bit of hope. So it's a good game to start on in a way.
Well, historically, we don't have a good start to tournaments.
That's right.
2002, we lost to Brazil 2-1. 2008, we lost to Portugal 2-0. Who do we have in Euros in 2012? We lost to Spain like 3-0, didn't we?
Yeah, but and the last Euros as well, we had Croatia first game. We lost like 3-1. Was it 3-0, something like that? Yeah. And that was by far the worst performance I've seen Turkey put together. Croatia just put it all over us that game. Like, in no area did we look like we were okay. Whereas 2002 against Brazil, even though we lost 2-1, it was like, man, we actually put up a fight this game. Yeah. We actually did a decent... We played a decent game.
Yeah. Look, we got... so, just going through our group, and we'll just give a bit of a summarization. So, Italy, Switzerland, Turkey, and Wales.
How do you see Wales going?
I think they'll be a bit of a dark horse too.
To be honest, man, I think it depends, because it depends what mood Gareth Bale's in. Straight up, like if he's in golf mode, we'll be all right. But if he's in, I need to impress Carlo Ancelotti because he's back at Real Madrid and I want to be back in the squad, he's gonna perform like his career's on the line here. But to be honest, I see us finishing second in this group. I see us, even if we don't get a point against Italy, I think we should get the 2 wins from Switzerland and Wales. But if we beat Italy, I feel like we'll still drop points due to inconsistency.
Complacency,
not a loss, more of a draw maybe against Wales and beat Switzerland. But I see us finishing second and possibly Italy finishing first, Wales probably third. That's the way I see it. What about you guys?
You want to speak it on? You want me to take it? I'll take it if you want.
Take it,
I don't know, man. Half of me believes that there's going to be an upset tonight, this morning against Italy, and we take the 3 points of something silly like we're probably going to be under the pump all game, and then one counter attack, 1-0 in front, or like a penalty or something like that. Something inside me tells that, and I want to believe it. If we beat Liverpool,
Turkey supporter.
like I'm saying the same thing.
If we beat Liverpool, I'm saying Liverpool. If we beat Italy, I think our chances of finishing second is going to be higher, and I'll tell you why. Because we're going to become complacent, and Italy is just going to want to pump the next 2 teams that come across them. But there is a chance that if we win this morning and we take the 3 points, then there's a chance that we can finish the top of the table.
I don't know if we want to finish top of the table. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Just because if we finish top of the table, we end up on France's side.
Bro, who's France?
With the expectation.
We're the only team that's beaten them in like how many years?
Yeah, I know, but this is tournaments now, guys. This is tournaments.
Hey, they had all their players. Mbappe had nothing on Soyuncu.
French will always... If it would be odd if France don't... Imagine France finishes last in their group. That'd just be the icy on the cake.
Bro, that's a killer group, man.
We'll get to that one. The
Yep.
group. So you're on the same page as us, or
But to be honest, my
He's like-
expectations
he's
are very low.
Turkey to win Euros? Not even consider goal.
Nah. I've always been a hopeful fan, where like I've tried to hold confidence within my team.
No, I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna set the bar low, so I'm impressed. So at least that way, I'll be hammering.
It's like, you guys got my hopes up for no reason.
Plus, yeah, there's that too. Like I gotta wake up 5 a.m. in the morning on a Saturday.
Yeah, the times definitely do not help us.
Look, it's better than waking up at 2 a.m. in the morning. 2 a.m. games
Because there's no
suck.
waking up there. You
Oh,
just
I
stay
just stay
up.
up for
Yeah,
it.
bro.
But if you have work the next day, the game finishes at 4, you get no sleep.
Well, we do have 2 a.m. games.
Yeah.
So keep that in
Oh my
mind.
God.
Yeah.
Because I think
I'll take a 5 a.m. game
Straight-
over a 2 a.m. game
Yeah, that's
any
fair.
day.
I would too.
the Turkey-Wales game is on Thursday, 2
Oh
a.m.
my God.
Oh,
And,
that's okay. I'll have TAFE the next day.
And then the decider for the groups is Monday, 2 a.m.
Oh, that's an ugly game.
Bro, that's
Yeah.
Why 2 a.m.?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's going to be disgusting. And then every game for like semis and memis are all like 2 a.m., 5 a.m., 2 a.m., 5 a.m. So it's going to be a sleepless June
it's going to be a sleepless June, all
or a
right.
sleepless 3 days. I hope not. Who else do we have?
When is the second round of games? How many days break is there between the first round of games and the second round of games?
What day is it today? Saturday.
When's Turkey's next game?
For us, Thursday, Australian time.
So we get what?
Like-
We get 5 days off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good period of break for us to decide how far we want to go in this comp. All right, boys. Group B: Belgium, Denmark, Finland, Russia. I feel like Belgium's gonna flop,
I agree.
Well, we say that every year, but
and they flop every year.
yeah, exactly. Like every single big tournament, you look at Belgium's team and you're like, bro, they've got a mad team. They're gonna go all the way this year, and then they flop.
Yeah, and to be honest, they got Roberto Martinez as the manager. I don't speak highly of him from a sense of being a manager of good players. Like Kevin De Bruyne's not in this game. He's doubtful for this because he got injured in the Champions.
That's a massive loss.
That is a massive loss. Hazard's not in form. That's another massive loss. Lukaku's actually pretty good. You got Mertens who's doing pretty well. Courtois still in form. So, but I don't know. I just can't see them doing pretty well. Finland and Denmark have got nothing to lose. That's why I sort of see it as more of a. They might be able to pull off some upsets. Maybe Belgium becoming the shit team of Euros. If that makes sense.
Like even if Denmark and Finland can hold Belgium to a draw, that's a big hurt for them. But you've got Russia, man, who's been doing all right recently in competitions. Even though in World Cup they hosted it, right?
World Cup 2018, yeah.
Yeah, they hosted the World Cup and they went good that year. But I don't know, Russia's been playing good. Russia's biggest advantage, bro, watch when their lineup comes up before the game. Out of the 11, 6 players play for like Spartak Moscow, and the other 5 play for CSKA. Bro, they've got chemistry because they play with each other every day.
Yeah, true. And they're scared of getting shot by Putin.
Yeah. So yeah, you got 2 advantages going for you. So Russia could be the surprise, in my opinion, in this group and take that first place, while Belgium's fucking around with Denmark and Finland.
Yeah, true. Or Belgium just fly to it, get cocky, and get smashed in the quarters or semis, which is probably more believable considering happened in the World Cup.
Look, personally, I have nothing against Belgium. If anything, I favour them a little bit. I feel sorry, man. Like, you talk about that team they had, 4 years ago, 8 years or whatever it was. It was like this squad of young guns. There was so much expected of them, and they just haven't been able to, step up to that plate. But if they do well, it honestly make me happy because De Bruyne, as much as he plays for Man City, he's a player that's you can't hate, man.
No.
Like, I have a lot of respect for De Bruyne and would like to see him get some success.
No, I hate him. No, I'm joking. He's an ex-Chelsea player. I gotta love him. Yeah, for me, look, putting my bias aside for that group, I'll still go Belgium to top it, to be honest. I know I just said that they're gonna flop, but I feel like their flop is gonna come after they get a cocky after an easy group. So I'll go Belgium, Russia, Denmark, Finland.
Finland for the last, huh?
Yeah. Group C.
No offense, but this is not a very exciting group.
No, it isn't. Austria,
I'm going
Netherlands,
for Macedonia.
North Macedonia, and
Only
Ukraine.
'cause shout out to the Macedonians. Nice to work with. Bro, I don't know. Right, I didn't even know there was a North Macedonia, to be honest.
Yeah, to be honest, like I was like,
The
oh,
country
like
split was
they're,
fuck.
they're glitching. They're glitching. It should be Greece. Nah, I don't want to stir up.
We are not going down that path.
Yeah, I don't want to stir up the
What are the
political
Greeks' problem, bro?
Like
I see
Well, you know what? It starts with Alexander the Great.
Yeah,
the
I
Greeks
know.
say he was Greek. The Macedonians say he was Macedonian, and they've never liked
He's
each other since.
Macedonian.
But they don't like each other because of Alexander.
Yeah,
I'm
Greeks are so
just
stubborn.
talking shit. I don't know.
From what I know, it's like they used to be part of Greece, or like that area used to be part of it, and they just sort of annexed themselves away from
Because
it.
it's like saying the Ottomans used to run Serbia, so those Serbians are actually Turkish. Like, you know what I mean? How stupid.
No, this is more. I'll give you a more similar one. It's like the eastern part of Turkey saying, "Okay, we no longer want to be part of Turkey. We're now, I don't know, eastern
So you're talking about Iran.
Arab land.
Arab land." Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Look, to be honest, I feel like Netherlands will take the group out as well.
Yeah. same.
But I think they're horrible. Like they Frank de Boer as a coach. I don't know if you guys are too familiar with him, but
No, I'm not actually.
he coached in the Premier League. He's coached in the Premier League and has never won a game.
Wow. How
Yeah.
long was this contract
Dude,
for?
I think off the top of my head, before he went to Crystal Palace, he went to another team and there's like 9 games in, and he didn't. I think it was 1 draw, 8 losses, and then he went to Crystal Palace and lost all 4 games and got sacked. And bro, he's like he tried to give Mourinho shit, and Mourinho came out like in one of his press conferences and was like you're talking about a manager who's never won in the Premier League. He goes, but I've won 3 trophies, and like it's just like why even comparing me? Like,
Mourinho is such a boss, bro.
yeah, I love him.
Bro, they don't have a bad team, man.
They
Netherlands.
have a good team,
They have a
but
good
I think they
team.
just have a horrible manager. Like, you know what I mean? Like making those decisions, making those plays, making those subs and all that. I think I like. If you said to me they're not going to top the group, I'll probably be like, yeah, I could see that happening. I could see Austria. I could see Austria, maybe Netherlands, Ukraine, then North Macedonia.
Do you see North Macedonia picking up any points? And I mean this no offense.
I think maybe if Austria never who wins the first game, who's
We
playing
all
first?
remember Senegal.
They're playing
in
Austria
2002,
and they're
yeah.
playing Ukraine. So, nah, to be honest, I don't.
I don't see him picking up points.
I was gonna say
unfortunately.
if the Massos were playing Ukraine or Austria on the last game, maybe, because if the other 2 teams were 6 points, maybe grabbing a point or something like that. But they're playing Austria and Ukraine straight up. But you know what? Straight up, hope North Macedonia beats Netherlands. Just
Yeah.
just to put more problems on their plate.
Yeah.
Like that'd be good. So I don't know if you guys want to give a prediction for this group or just bypass.
Yeah,
it.
look, I don't doubt that Netherlands will be the top of the table. I just don't. When I look at this group, I don't see excitement. Like, if Netherlands is going to be sloppy, I don't see how they're going to be so sloppy that it's going to be an exciting game against Austria or Ukraine. And I'll sit down and watch the games. I just don't see it being like a shocking score or like, you know, I just don't see it being exciting. It's like the group that I'm least excited for. And I mean no offense by these countries.
I'm getting a bit racist there. mate.
It's nothing personal. I just don't think that, like, I don't know, man. Netherlands is going to take it, and then it's going to be like,
It is a boring group.
yeah, I would say, did you say Austria second?
I said Austria potentially maybe take out the group, bro.
Yeah, Austria will come in second in my opinion, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem that exciting.
Yeah.
I'm more excited for Group D.
Yeah.
Group
Yeah.
D would be an exciting group.
Group D is going to be
It
a
is very
gun group.
exciting, yeah.
Now, what also worries for us, and I'm relating it to Group D as well, is Czech Republic, because Italy just beat them 4-0. Do you know what I mean? Like that was sort of unexpected from my sense, because Italy don't usually play that
Kind of game.
Yeah, kind of game. And Czech Republic has sort of been playing good at the moment, so that sort of went for me. But looking at this group now, I can't see England not finishing first. I just can't see it. But
Above Croatia?
yeah, Croatia's in my opinion, looking at that group, I can probably say Croatia the third, even fourth, man, because Croatia's they're old guard now. That team that they had at the World Cup is now getting old. Modric is 31, 32. He's gone old. The Rakitic old. Like most of the team is old guard. So whether they can actually come up and say, you know what, for the one last time we're gonna go out. No, I just can't see. Not in that group. I can see England taking it out. Maybe Czech second, Scotland maybe third, Croatia last probably.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
I'm going to put Croatia in first or second, bro, because even though they are old and I do understand you, bro, Croatia is a football-playing nation like
true.
no other. Bro, they have a population of like 1 million people or something. Like 4 million people, sorry, I won't exaggerate. But to get that amount of class players from such a small population of a country is ridiculous. And they just have football spirit in their blood, man. Like, if anything, those 31-year-olds are going to be like, man, I've been to like 3 Euros now because they qualify every single time for a major competition. The experience is only going to help them. But I do agree. I don't think they're as dynamic and as threatful as they were in the last World Cup. Just a couple of years added on, a few years actually, because Euro got delayed, will make a difference in how much energy they have. But I wouldn't ride Croatia off out of the group. I'll go England first, Croatia second, Czech Republic, then Scotland, in my opinion.
I do look forward to England, Scotland though. That's going to be an amazing game because that game is at Wembley.
Ooh.
That's going to be amazing because just the United Kingdom battle is just going to be insane, I reckon. Like, if I could watch that game, I probably will. Hopefully it's not a 2 a.m. game, 5 a.m. game. It'll be pretty good to watch.
We're going for Scotland.
Nah, I like, to be honest,
Fucking.
from record off the top of my head, I don't think England have ever won Euros.
I don't want them to ever win
Yeah, I
Euro
don't want
again.
them either. And they've always flopped anyways.
They have always flopped, which is where it's either that or they won.
You know what I mean?
They
Because
are
they're
floppers.
useless. Like, they've got on paper, they've had gun teams. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I remember
I know
anyways.
they
'Cause
do.
And like, bro, I don't really follow soccer as much as you guys.
The problem for England when they had the golden generation was no manager could figure out how to play Lampard, Gerrard, and Scholes together. Them three.
That's
they
right.
could not
They
figure it
couldn't
out.
gel, bro.
They couldn't gel.
Yeah.
And I think that
Egos.
if Chelsea bought Gerrard, England would have won the World Cup.
You reckon?
Yeah. I think if Chelsea bought Gerrard, England would have won the World Cup. Because I would have seen World Cup or Euros, one of them two, whichever one it was on. Because I could see Mourinho getting Lampard and Gerrard to work together. I can see him getting that fixed.
Wow.
Because this was a peak Mourinho that wanted to buy him.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it. I think I could have just seen that happening, but look,
So Lampard did me Gerrard did me 2 favours by staying at Liverpool 1 and then not letting England win a major title. So
Scousers hate England to begin with. That's the irony. People from Liverpool genuinely hate England. Like they literally hate the national team, but they play for them. You know what I mean? Like that's the irony about it.
yeah.
Like Gerrard couldn't give a fuck about. Like I get it. It's great to win a World Cup, okay, but the love for England is probably not there. Do you know what I mean? Because he's a Scouser at the end of the day. Like they'd rather think that they're in their own country if they possibly could. Group E, another shitty group. But to be honest, I think Spain is gonna struggle. Either Spain's gonna fly through this group and get absolutely penetrated, whoever they verse next, or they're gonna really struggle in this group because they're not playing great.
I don't think this team's that boring. I mean, Poland and Sweden can put on a good game.
Yeah, I agree.
Lewandowski.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think it's as boring as that C group, but yeah, it's not the most exciting. Spain didn't they get like smashed in the last World Cup? What was it, like that 6-0 or whatever it was, the first game when they played? Was it Germany or was it?
Nah, that was
No.
the year that they defended the World Cup.
Was
They lost to Netherlands 5-1.
Yes.
Yeah. That was 2014.
Has it been that long already?
2014.
Oh my god.
Because 2018 France won it. Or 2014, 2018, one of them two.
I think it's 2018. It doesn't seem that long ago.
It has to be 2014. No, it was definitely 2014. It was the year that Brazil got jacked 7-1.
No, but Germany.
I remember that. Yeah, fuck, it's been that long. Shit.
Wow, that went fast. But I don't know, man. If Spain doesn't finish top of the table as bad as they're playing, it would really be scary. But Poland, I don't know. Poland has their ups and downs, and then you gonna say Poland in the top 2 or?
I'll go Spain, Poland, Sweden, Slovakia.
Yeah.
That's my. Or switch Slovakia and Sweden around, depending on because Ibrahimovic is not there. Yes, he's not there. But you know what? Like, as much as we say, oh, the big player isn't there. This isn't this is what is it? 3 games, 6 games. This is 6 potential games you have to play. Do you know what I mean? Counting all the way to the finals. 6 or 7, I can't remember. You only have to play 3 good games. Do you know what I mean? Like this isn't like the Champions League where you have to perform, or like in the league where you have to perform for 38 games. Do you remember Iceland? What was it, 2016 Euros, whatever it was? They had fucking shit team. But on paper they had a shit team, but they gelled. They knew what to do. They played as a team. Everyone looked like a Viking giant, and they had the Viking clap. That's it. That's all they needed. They
Canberra style.
But it's that's literally all people need. It's if your team is gelling currently, you're gonna be any team that comes in front of you.
I'm just looking at the Sweden team. There's not too many names that scream out to me though. Like besides like Sebastian Larsson and like I don't know, there's a couple others there. It's not a massively well-known team.
Well, we're gonna have to wait, mate. We're gonna have to wait and see that group. I look forward to, but I think the biggest group for all is Group F.
Right, this is the group fucked.
France, Germany, Hungary, Portugal.
Wow.
So France. Look, let's be real.
Favorites.
They're the favorites.
Yep.
They're the favorites. That there's so much riding on them. Like they can't lose this. That's how much is riding on them because they're that strong at the moment. Like every position is filled by like 3 players. So they got nothing to worry about. Germany is more of a fixer-upper. They're slowly getting the old out, bringing the new, but the new isn't necessarily gelling at the moment. They're cheering because Havertz and Werner played pretty well in the Champions League final, and that was pretty recent as well. Hungary is probably the dark horse for this. They're just going to go out and try to, you know what, let's just be a nuisance.
Do what we can.
Yeah, let's just be a nuisance pretty much. And they did pretty well in 2016, the Euros. Yeah, 2016 Euros. They were just sort of, they didn't know how to defend. They just knew how to attack. They're like, you know, like I think they, off the top of my head,
more goals than you can see.
Yeah, pretty much. And I think off the top of my head, they drew to Portugal 3-3 in that Euros as well. And they sort of forced Portugal to like almost get knocked out at one stage. And then you got Portugal, which is
It's not Portugal. It's Wolves.
it's just Ronaldo.
It's Ronaldo and Wolves
and others, which is going to be like this is Ronaldo. Actually, not because he got World Cup. This is Ronaldo's pretty much last Euros.
But Portugal's got a pretty impressive team, man.
Yeah, Diego.
You got Bruno Fernandes. Yeah. I don't know why Pepe still comes up as one of the top players. Isn't he like 45 now, bro?
He played pretty well for Porto.
That's true. Still, you got Bernardo Silva. Like they've got a pretty impressive team, man.
The thing about Portugal was they do better without Ronaldo. That's the irony.
When he's on the side coaching.
Yeah. Like when he got injured in that final, Ronaldo was doing awesome himself, like yelling at players and stuff. But the team, you know what it reminded me of? Parramatta Eels. When Jared Hayne left. Do you know when we said, oh, we have to start playing like as a team now?
Yeah.
That's what it was. It wasn't like, give it to Ronaldo, give it to Ronaldo. Like it wasn't like that. But now it's going to be, give it to Ronaldo. But Ronaldo is, what is he, 35 now? Do you know what I mean? Like he's old. The irony is they're defending champions. Like they have to perform well. Going off this, man, I'm just going to go France, Portugal, then Germany, Hungary.
That's the order I would have it in. France, Portugal,
I hope
Germany
don't make it because of what happened in 2008.
Wow, salty.
Just my inner biasness. But I don't know. Who you guys see winning it? Say France gets knocked out. Let's say France finishes last in that group.
Portugal.
You reckon Portugal?
Bro, just looking at the Portugal team then, it's pretty impressive team, man. Like all those players that I called out before have had crazy seasons. Like Bruno Fernandes scored a lot of penalties. Jota was playing well before he got injured. And then you've got like João Felix there. Bro, they've got a pretty impressive team, man.
So you're going to go Portugal?
Without France in it, I would have to go Portugal.
You wouldn't go.
Look, One stat that scared me last night when we were talking about this while we were studying for our exam was one of the boys said, "Oh, Italy hasn't lost its 19 games, and last 19 games," and I was like, "Oh my god, that's a crazy stat." Then I looked at who they versed. They were tiny countries, and any decent country they came up against, they drew. So they beat Czech Republic 4-0. That's pretty impressive. But then they beat San Marino 7-0. And then they beat Lithuania 2-0. They beat Bulgaria 2-0. Northern Ireland 2-0. Like, they're very small countries in the world of football.
That's cute. They drew the Netherlands.
Yeah.
That's
and then,
cute, bros.
That's what I mean. Like, any half-decent team they drew to. So, like, Poland they drew to. And then they beat Netherlands 1-0.
Because that's it. But that's what Italy does. They're not a powerhouse to... They'll score a goal and sit on it. They literally just sit on it.
They're a defensive team, yeah. They're not known for winning big games, but they pumped Armenia 9-1. 9-1. That's
Who
pretty
did they
impressive.
last lose to? Portugal in 2018. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, so they haven't lost in a very long time. But in saying that, they haven't really come up against... Bro, even Ukraine, they drew 1-1.
All right, let's go for it. Ukraine, USA, Finland, Liechtenstein, Greece, Bosnia, Armenia, Finland, Greece, Liechtenstein, Bosnia, Armenia, Bosnia, Netherlands, Poland, Bosnia, Northern Ireland, Bulgaria, Lithuania, San Marino. But the hardest team was Czech Republic.
Yeah.
Like-
It's not that impressive of a run. I mean, yeah, they haven't lost in ages, but you're versing very small teams, bro.
When was the last time Turkey lost?
And then they got pumped 3-1 by France.
Yeah.
We look at
We
Turkey's
lost
last
we lost to
games.
Hungary.
Yeah, we lost the Hungary game.
But that's because we replaced coach, but besides Hungary, who else did we lose to? Hungary. It's like we
Hungary?
just can't get over Hungary. Fucking hell. Hey, besides Hungary, we lost to Iceland. We're a weird team, man. Turkey's such a weird team.
Yeah, like, I can't believe we beat Moldova 4-0. That's actually really impressive for Turkey. That's really impressive.
And with actually, no, we had a good team that one. And the irony is we have Netherlands in our World Cup group as well, which we beat 4-2. And I didn't see. What are you doing, bro?
Sorry.
Huh?
Sorry.
Yeah?
My mistake.
Watching videos on the podcast,
Yeah,
bro.
what are you doing, bro? Got to censor you out now. But I think we should be fine. What time is
Who,
it?
who do you think is going to win it if it's not France?
No, I hope England win it.
Oh, yeah, see, I wrote off England.
I hope England win it. I've got Mason Mount in there. I've got Chilwell. I've got is Chilwell selected? Pretty sure he is. Reece James in there, so it would be good for Chelsea stars to get that pressure on. And to be honest, like, I'm not bragging here, but like, they're coming off a Champions League victory. They played gun in that game, and that's what England need. They need players that know how to perform under the pressure.
And not to take any light away from England here, I think that's what's so impressive about the Turkey squad. A lot of those players have experienced championship this year. Whether it was, Hakan Çalhanoğlu's Serie A, half the team plays for Lille anyway, and they experienced that championship. There's a few Beşiktaş players there who've experienced championship. Like, a lot of the Turkish team this season has done.
By experienced championship.
They became champions.
AC Milan didn't become champions.
They
came fourth. No, third.
but they won a cup or something, right?
I don't. Yeah.
I think they won a cup. Yeah.
I
So
think
like they've experienced some sort of success in this season. If same as Leicester with that the cup win
FA
at the
Cup,
end, the
yeah.
FA Cup. So a lot of the Turkish team has experienced some sort of championship this year.
Yeah. That definitely plays an effort, which is why I sort of feel towards that. Maybe England might win it. Kane, probably a bit more pressure on him because he's got he wants to leave Tottenham, but he knows he's not going to win anything at Tottenham. So it's like, okay, I'm getting old now. I need to win something, whether that's with England or whether that's with someone else. I don't know, but I see England, man. So Inan's gone towards Portugal. So yeah, that's our Euro wrap up. Besides Euros, we had State of Origin, which was it was a close game.
Very close.
Yeah.
What was it? 50-6. But amazing performance, boys. Like it was. Yeah, go.
I don't know if it was you guys. I don't know if this came across to you guys, but watching the game, I felt like the Queensland team swapped jerseys into a New South Wales jersey, and we played exactly how Queensland plays those dominating years, bro.
Yeah.
We were rushing up in defense real hard. You know, our tackles were solid, man. We were smashing them around. It was like, but it was fair as well. Like, it's been a long time since I've seen New South Wales so dominant in every aspect of the game.
Yeah.
We played exactly how a Queensland team who dominated for, was it 10 years, 11 years, or whatever it was?
I think that, yeah.
Yeah.
10 years.
That's how Queensland played in that period. So hats off to Fittler. He did a great job with prepping this team. He did the same thing again where he put fullbacks into centres, and God did it pay off, man. Like, Travojevic had the game of his life.
He was an all-rounder.
Bro, he was playing right and left.
Yeah.
He was
And
all
centre,
over the field and
like
centre. Yeah.
forward. Played bench.
Yeah, bro.
He was just all over the place. Like, what a difference. And I'm not, like, Clint Gutherson, obviously, when he was put in that position last season, I was like, man, he doesn't know how to play that. But Travojevic goes from, you know, he usually plays fullback, right? And he jumped into that centre like he's played centre his whole life. Same as, what's his name? Latrell Mitchell. Played really good in
He
his...
had a point to prove, but...
Yeah, that's true. That's
but
true.
That outside run, I didn't realise how fast he was all of a sudden.
Yeah,
like,
man.
Yeah, man.
It was
Latrell's
either that or
fast.
the winger was just so slow. Like,
It was Dane Gagai.
yeah, he just went... Like, it wasn't like... you know, remind me of... what game was it? You know the first rugby league game? Where you just sort of sidestep and you just run. That's literally what he just went L2 and just ran straight. And it was just like he just flew around him. It was so good. But no, they it's like they were playing together for a while. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the way they were playing. It's like Penrith's aura went into New South Wales.
Yeah, because they were half the team. That's why.
Dude, them Luai, Cleary,
Luai. To'o.
Too.
they just
Luai
gelled,
had a
man.
really good game, man. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
he was
He was
amazing.
the only question mark in my mind in terms
Why?
of who was gonna obviously playing with your team Penrith and him being his first Origin. Like, I was still questioning whether he was gonna do good or not. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. Like, obviously he answered that question and like with respect, you know, to his name. He did very well. In fact, like you guys said, I don't think there's any negatives we could point out in terms of what that team accomplished on Wednesday.
Yeah, they conceded.
Yeah,
That's
their job.
true. But how about that? Like, in the second last minute, that try we
That
stopped.
try-saving tackle,
Like,
yeah.
that was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
okay, we
Isaiah
are not
Yao,
giving
oof.
up till the last second.
Yeah,
here.
bro. Like, I saw that guy run over and then he grabbed him and it was a one-man tackle and he held him off the line. And it was like, that's strength, that's bravery. Like, he just ran in there, no question about it.
Was it 2-0?
No, it was Isaiah Yao or Yo or whatever. Yo.
Everyone just scrambled to get. The defense was
That was
just
himself,
crazy.
bro. That's what's so amazing. But he, like, obviously he's one of the strongest players in the team. I think he plays forward, obviously. So being the big man, it's kind of now it's expected. Like, I always used to write him off and say he's overrated. But man, I can't say that.
Bro, he
anymore.
just crumbled him, man.
Yeah.
It was like a touch and fall on the spot.
Yeah, like, no, he didn't, like, no momentum. Like, that's how much strength the bloke has. Like,
Yeah.
you know, he stopped momentum, which is usually like 9 out of 10 times any decent team's gonna cop that try. You know, if they just got to punch over the line. And I don't know, like, it was just amazing. You know what I mean? I don't get to watch many games or my teams decimate. Like,
I didn't get to experience
it was
success
just like,
a lot.
it was just refreshing. You know, it was nice. It was nice to add that to my belt in terms of the teams I support.
So, question. So, out of the New South Wales squad, now all three of us, we are Parramatta supporters. You get to replace one of the Para supporters with one of the players from the New South
One
Wales
para
squad.
player with
One.
a.
But it's not, I move him to another. You take out that player completely out of your team for Para. Okay? Who would you take out of the New South Wales team? And put him into your spot?
After that performance, man, it's a bit hard to say, but
Well, I'm just thinking of the players, to be honest. It's a good question, actually. Great question. I've got
Put it-
an
I'll
answer.
put them on the spot right
No,
now.
no,
into
I'm
the
gonna
New
answer.
South Wales team.
No,
Sorry?
you got to
Into
take
the
them
New
out.
South Wales
Into the
team.
Parramatta team.
Oh,
Oh,
we're gonna
that's
take
easy.
a state of origin player into the para.
Trbojevic.
Oh, okay.
So you
Tom
gonna take-
Trbojevic, fucking oath, bro.
But then he takes what's his name?
Take Goffo out.
Takes Guffo
Not
out.
really. Keep
Oh, no,
Guffo,
you
you
put-
take Walker, bro.
But no, what could... Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Cause
Trbojevic
you
play-
get Gufferson into thing centre, bro. You
No,
can't.
you can't move.
Okay, yeah. Then, cause you saw Trbojevic play centre, bro. He's a gun.
Yeah.
Because you got two fullbacks essentially. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Like, oh fuck, that's a hard.
I'd take Luai
Put
and get rid of Nathan Brown.
Oh nah, I'd keep Brown. Maybe
Dylan Brown.
Latrell Mitchell.
Dylan Brown.
Latrell Mitchell.
Oh, get rid of
Walker Blake.
Latrell played wing, didn't he?
Nah,
Because
he
if you're
played
saying we
centre.
could-
Latrell
he played
centre.
centre.
You take him out and you put him into the position he's played for Origin.
So yeah, so centre.
So he
Latrell
played-
Mitchell
did
to
Latrell
change him
played centre. It was
Ah,
him
okay,
and
yeah, sweet then.
and
So it's
Travojevic.
perfect.
Yeah.
to yeah, without a
Probably
doubt. Mitchell.
Latrell or
Because he's got a hectic kicking game. Or maybe even Isaiah Yao.
For Fergo.
Nah, like as a switch around with
Oh,
Paulo.
sorry, with Paulo.
But then again, we don't really need it, to be honest. Like
Our
maybe
forwards are alright.
replace him with Nathan
I
Brown.
wouldn't mind Latrell. We
But-
get another good kicker.
Like I'm happy with Parramatta Eels, to be honest. We've got a gun squad.
Man, I just think Dylan lacks
Nah.
what other sixes have,
Bro,
man.
he came back and he controlled that Newcastle
Yeah,
game.
but
I
it
know-
was Newcastle.
I know, no, but it was Newcastle. But I think you can expect something different this weekend, especially against the Tigers.
Like at the start of the year, I was talking about our halves not being premiership winning halves, right? Moses has stepped up. In my
I agree.
opinion, Moses has stepped up. I think Dylan is not as good as he was at the start of last season.
No, I think he still has to.
When
be-
he was
Guys, you
making
gotta
the runs
remember,
last
he's
season.
very young. I think he's like 2021. He's a baby.
So
Because
Luai
like he
is
just
young
got
too.
hair on his nuts, like because he's still yet to mature. I think.
I just think that he's taken a step back ever since he had that injury, the ankle injury or whatever it was, like last season.
Yeah.
I don't think he's come back as strong. Like when I saw Dylan Brown start of last season, bro, his tackling was amazing. He was doing runs on the ball that was
Yeah.
amazing. I feel
Yeah.
like he's taken a step backwards, man.
Yeah.
He's 20, by the way.
It's still the start of the season, bro. I mean, you still got to think about longevity. I mean, you want to be there.
And
at
the other thing that
final stage.
highlights that is when Arthur came in to replace him, Arthur shined, man.
He did shine. He's very young too. He's another baby. It's good to know we got hope. We've got potential there. You know what I mean? So
Because we always do, and then someone buys our guys who aren't playing,
Nah,
you know.
I think we're a lot more
first
organised
grade.
than we
We
were 10 years ago.
We just need to fix our centre wings. In my opinion.
Even then, I think it's just they need to tweak it. Like I think we're fine there. Walker Blake had a decent game. I think he's starting to understand what his problem is. He probably reads comments and sees that everyone hates him.
Bro, did you see the comments after
Yeah,
that
bro.
that game against who did we play before Newcastle?
Manly.
Manly? Oh my god. Bro, the whole Instagram thing was full of comments to get rid of Walker.
Yeah, bro.
Do you blame them?
No, I don't.
Then shut the fuck up.
No, I don't blame them at all, but like holy shit, bro. And
Dude, his defense is so woeful, man.
Yeah, it is terrible.
he just
It
bro,
is
you know
terrible.
what makes his defense worse? Like Fergo is not the greatest in defense too, and having them both on the same side just makes it look worse, bro.
But I'll give Fergo credit here where it's due. If you watch his games when he's with Waka Blake, okay, you can see in his eyes he's looking at Waka Blake's defender. Because I think in his mind he's going, I don't know if he can handle this. So he's coming in a lot more.
Yeah.
Now, when it was Fergo and
Nicore.
Nakore,
Yep, I know
Fergo
he gave
was
that.
more towards
He
the
had
line.
full
But that-
confidence
Yeah,
in
I
Nicore to
I
think.
trust this guy to kill the guy. in
Not
front of
only
me.
that, but Nia Corey was covering his man and Fergo's. That's how good of a job he was doing.
That's
But
what you
Nia
need,
Corey
bro.
was just covering both those jobs, and that's why it strengthened the right so much. Bro, every team that plays para, they have one tactic: attack the left.
Yeah, kick right, attack left.
Yeah,
That's
always,
the
bro. It's the same tactic. And the other tactic is when Para's got the ball, load up on the on your right side because you know who's coming through, Mr. Sevo. Because he pumped Newcastle how many times, bro? It's like 1-on-1. All right, he's not getting me.
Bro, you know what Sivo is? He's a player that fluctuates up and down. Where it's like when teams figure out what the tactic is, like just cut out past to Sivo and let him do the job. You know, they realize if we just smother him a bit, you know, put him off game, then we've got the game. You know what I mean? So it's like he'll have games where the teams forget about him, and then they're like, oh yeah, we'll cover Sivo, no problem. And then he's friggin' running over these poor players.
And that's where, even though he was a hog, where Jennings did so well last season because when everyone was expecting that cutout to go to Sevo, he was picking it up one man early and just cutting in. Yeah, he was getting in one man early and just exploiting on what their defensive plans were. Who's our centre on that side now?
Which side?
Opicic.
Oh, it's Opicic, yeah.
Opicic.
Yeah.
of a
And
cheech.
we got Tigers on Sunday, which we should
We're playing on Sunday, are we? Tigers.
yeah.
I didn't.
I am so glad that Reid Marnie wasn't picked for the Queensland team. I love Reid Marnie, and I wouldn't have wanted him to get slapped around like
yeah,
that.
do you reckon? Because I was thinking about that on the night. I'm like, bro, do you reckon he was sitting at home going, thank
Should've
fuck I
fucking-
didn't get played.
Yeah,
Thank fuck that cunt came into the team and I was sitting here with an injury.
Why?
Bro, they copped the worst loss in front of, like, let's look at it this way. It was Townsville. It was a last minute
I
game.
keep thinking it's the Queensland's New South Wales player.
He's a fucking bro, it was literally a sea of maroon. Or in my mind, morons.
moron.
Maroon.
Okay.
The morons.
No, but they had Harry Grant, the future of Queensland. Omar.
But yeah, like, surely he would have went, fuck, luckily I was out of this game.
Yeah,
to cop a 50 to
he
6.
ran.
Like, how embarrassing would that be?
Hey,
Like,
Brad.
oh, it's the first game played, first Origin played in, regional Australia, regional Queensland.
You want to see a difference in mindset? Did you see any Queensland players smiling after the game?
No.
That heads down, they were upset. When New South Wales gets pumped 40, they're all laughing, shaking hands at the end of the game. Like, there's a different freaking mindset, bro.
Yeah, because to be honest, when we lose 50, we usually lose 50 at Queensland. Have you realised? Like, we always cop. It's very rare for us to cop 50 in New South Wales. I don't think that's ever like happened in recent memory. Can you have a look at that? Every time we've played in New South Wales, we've lost like 24-18, 18-17. It's always been close. Like, even though it's the game that we always say, oh, we'll always win in New South Wales and then get absolutely raped in Queensland. We beat Queensland 50-6 in Queensland.
Yeah.
Like, I personally can't remember the last time we got demolished in New South Wales.
It would have been even more impressive if that game was at Suncorp.
Well,
To smash
the
'em
next
at
one's
Suncorp.
man.
Do you see us taking a whitewash in this series?
Yes.
I see Queensland coming out a lot more like, obviously more solidified, hopefully. But the question is, who can they pick? This was like, it's not like, oh, Munster wasn't playing, or Cherry Evans was missing, or Grant was missing. Do you know what I mean? Like, okay, what, you bring in Ponga? Is that your 50-6 solution? When, to be honest, in my opinion, Valentine Holmes is playing a lot better. Do you know what I mean? Like, or do you bring in your Gold Coast fullback, or I forgot his name? Do you bring him back in and go, okay, you know what, there's my game changer? Like, Queensland didn't lose because of one player. They lost because they got completely outplayed.
Yep.
Like, it was that.
It was every Queensland player got out. How many line breaks were in that game, bro? It was ridiculous how many line breaks there were in that
It
game.
was Cook, Latrell. They were just flying at the
Yeah.
line, man.
Yep.
Did you find out if we ever lost?
No, I can't.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think we've ever lost that much in New South Wales. It's always either been like 30-10, never like, oh shit, we got complete. Even during the Cameron Smith era, like, I would say his era because he was the captain. But like, I don't see them smashing us that much in New South Wales to the point where we should have looked at our heads and gone, fuck, we just got penetrated in front of our home crowd.
Yeah.
I hated it when to be honest, losing to them was worse when it was like 18-16 or
Yeah.
18-17, like Cronk field goals and shit like that. They burnt me more. It's just sad. But
Yeah.
I see us. We should. I know last year was a bit of a fucked ending to the state of
You
origin.
want to know
But
something interesting? The two impact players of the game that had just happened previously was Latrell Mitchell and Tom Travoy, which were missing in both games.
which
Hence,
game?
the
Last
last year's
year?
Origin, yeah.
There you
So
go.
you can just show New South Wales a two-man team.
Bro, we played horrible in game 2 last year. Like, it was
Well,
so
Poppy-
bad that Gufferson played bad, and he was the best New South Wales player.
No,
He was the one that was
Gaffer had a
trying.
horrible game.
But Tedesco got injured,
Yeah,
so
I
he had
agree.
to step into the
Gufferson was
fullback.
the
It was a
worst player.
horrible. No,
Was that game 2 or game 3?
Game.
I thought Tedesco went off in game 3.
game 3.
Yeah.
In that game 3, bro, no one was doing anything.
You know why? It wasn't the sense of that. It was just
Gufferson did have a shocking second game. Yeah.
Queensland wanted them more that game. Queensland wanted them more. That's all it was. They saw us, and we just sort of buckled under the pressure. But
Yeah, I
this
agree.
year-
Like, cause we should have won that game.
Yeah, easy.
We should have won that series. It should be free. What are the 3 games now?
Yeah.
Should be 3 games in a row now. But
Should have been heading
I
to our
think
4th.
they just got complacent and they let go and they said, yeah, fuck, we got this in the bag. Probably had schooners at the pub before the game and then, you know, arrived to the field and like, yeah, we got this, yeah, and then they got bamboozled.
Yeah.
And they lost.
You got bamboozled.
You know what was irony about the game that just passed as well? How quiet Addo Carr was.
Yeah, bro.
Because there was too many good players.
Like,
Because
bro,
what do you
like-
mean?
Like
People were complaining about their multis not going through because he didn't score,
That's what I
which
mean,
is like the most like. Because if anyone knows that in our reel and they said, look, put $500 down, we're gonna give you good odds for Addo Carr to just score anytime. Because they would have been like, fucking oath, here you go, bro. Imagine, like I would have put money down if I was gambling, but he didn't. He was so
Yeah.
quiet.
Like he was like, yeah, you know, just walking up and down every try, and it's like, yeah,
It's
okay,
just
let's go back.
it's amazing the depth New South Wales has.
Yeah,
Quality,
we destroyed them on the left.
quality
It was good.
team in.
It was good. It was very, very good.
It was a good
It
game.
was a good game. Looking forward to game number 2 and looking forward to the Euros, boys. So we'll probably do another catch up next Friday. Hopefully, we're in a better mood. 2 wins out of 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll play Wales on Thursday.
We'll be tired as fuck from the game.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
game.
It's a good game, guys. But it should be fun. So, all right, boys. It was good, nice catching up. Thank you for joining our sports edition with Mr. Emin and Mr. Inan and Mr.
Kiss your Nike.
Yeah. But if that went on Turkish TV, I'll probably get.
They're gonna burn you on the stake.
Yeah, I'll get slaughtered. All right, so thank you very much for watching, and go Turkey.